So you've probably heard of Hims and Hers, right? Maybe you think of them for, lifestyle products. But their CEO, Andrew Dudum, just laid out a vision that is so much bigger than that. We're not just talking about building a company here. He's talking about building the future of healthcare, a single platform that's all about you, personalized, proactive, and just woven into your life. So let's dig into how they're actually going to pull this off. All right, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with what makes them tick, that core idea behind their growth. Then we'll look at how they've evolved, what's fueling them right now, and what they're building for tomorrow. And it all wraps up with their massive vision for the future. Okay, so this quote from the CEO, Andrew Dudum, is everything. Scale doesn't just make us bigger, it makes us better. This is the key, right here. For Hims and Hers, getting huge isn't just about making more money. It's about this incredible cycle. More people on the platform means more data. And more data makes the platform smarter. And a smarter platform, well, that means better, more personalized care for absolutely everyone. And this is how that cycle works in practice. Think about it. Every single customer interaction, a consultation, a prescription, even just tracking your progress, feeds back into the system and makes it smarter for the next person. In an industry that's usually so disconnected, this is a total game changer. It's like a network effect, but for your health. The platform is constantly learning from you to help someone else. And you might be asking, is this actually working? Well, the numbers don't lie. A 50% jump year over year in people choosing their personalized solutions, that's huge. It tells you that this idea of tailored individual care isn't some tiny niche anymore. No, it's becoming the absolute heart of their business. Okay, so how did they even get to this point? It definitely didn't happen overnight. They actually see their own story as a three-stage evolution, taking them from simple treatments to a future that's all about proactive health. Let's break that down. In the past, they started pretty focused, right? Simple, effective treatments for things that people didn't always feel comfortable talking about, like hair loss or sexual health. Now, in the present, they've blown that up. We're talking personalized care for multiple conditions, all on one platform. But the future, man, that's where it gets really interesting. They want to help you manage your health before you get sick, to stop problems before they even start. All right, let's talk about what's fueling the fire today. Dudum points to three key engines that are really pushing them forward and expanding what's possible for their customers. First up, strategic collaborations. And this is smart. They're not trying to do it all themselves. Instead, they're becoming this amazing curator of the best stuff out there. They're partnering with Novo Nordisk to offer Wegovy. They're working with Marius Pharmaceuticals for an FDA-approved oral testosterone treatment. And they've even invested in Grail, which is a huge name in early cancer detection. They're not just a company. They're building an entire health ecosystem. Engine number two is their weight loss specialty. And look, it's not just about getting access to those popular GLP-1 meds everyone's talking about. The real magic is the whole experience they've built around the medication. We're talking constant guidance from providers and digital tools that help you track your progress. They're with you for the whole journey. And because they're getting so big, they can use that scale to make the stuff more affordable. They've built their own infrastructure for what's called compounding, basically creating customized medications. And because of that, they've been able to cut prices on their GLP-1 plans by up to 20%. That's a big deal for making it accessible to way more people. And the third engine is hormone health. This is for both men and women, and it's a space that, let's be honest, has always been kind of confusing and stigmatized, with really limited access to good care. Well, the Hims and Hers way is completely different. They're offering personalized treatment plans with a real provider guiding you for things like low testosterone or menopause, and it's all backed up by simple at-home testing. Okay, now we get to my favorite part, the really forward-looking stuff. This is where they're not just trying to improve healthcare, they want to completely change how we think about it. We're shifting from treating sickness to, well, preventing it altogether. So, let me ask you this. What if you could actually manage health problems before they even show up? Seriously, just imagine a world where you're not waiting for symptoms. Instead, you're actively managing your risk for things like heart disease or metabolic issues or even cancer long before you ever feel sick. So how do you make that a reality? They see it as a simple three-step loop. Step 1, you get deep insights into your own health with at-home lab tests. Step 2, you talk to a provider who helps you turn all that data into an actual plan. And step 3, the platform is always measuring and adapting, so your care plan is always getting better and more refined. It's a continuous cycle. And this all leads to a brand new category they're calling longevity, which is launching in 2026. And listen, this isn't just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years, right? The focus is on living better, optimizing your performance, recovering faster, and just improving your overall cardiometabolic health for the long haul. And the therapies they're talking about are seriously cutting edge. We're talking peptides, coenzymes, advanced GLP and GIP treatments, really next level stuff. And here's a huge advantage for them. They have their own in-house peptide manufacturing facility. That means they can innovate and scale these things up themselves, which is a massive deal. So you take all of that, and what's the final piece of the puzzle? Taking this whole thing global. Yep, their vision is way bigger than just the United States. I mean, they're already well established in the US and the UK, but thanks to a recent acquisition, they've now got the infrastructure to serve Germany, France, Spain, and Ireland. And guess what? Canada's next on the list. Because let's face it, frustration with healthcare isn't just an American problem. It's a global one. And the opportunity is, well, it's massive. They're projecting that international markets could bring in over $1 billion in revenue each year. So yeah, going global isn't just some side hustle for them. It's absolutely central to their long-term plan. I think this final quote from Dudamem really sums it all up perfectly. He says, "The future of healthcare is ours to build, and we are building it piece by piece." This isn't some crazy high-risk bet. It's a very deliberate step-by-step mission. They're building a new kind of healthcare system, one piece at a time. So as we wrap this up, it really leaves you with a huge question, doesn't it? Is this the new standard for our personal health? By mixing tech, personalization, and this proactive mindset, Hims and Hers is making a really bold claim. And honestly, whether they succeed or fail, they might just redefine what all of us expect when it comes to managing our own health.